morning, creatures of the night. Welcome back to the Geriatric Goth, where the fog is always thick, the candles are always lit, and the monsters are always misunderstood. Today, we'll crack open the crypt for a forgotten gem of lycanthropic cinema, 1981's Night of the Werewolf, from horror maestro Paul Naschy. Let's pause and tip our wide-brimmed hats to the man behind the beast, Paul Naschy, born Jacinto Molina, a former weightlifter turned writer, director, and horror icon. Naschy became the beating, hairy heart of Spanish horror. He was a one-man monster mash, playing not just werewolves, but vampires, mummies, and even Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He wrote many of his own scripts and fought against the censorship and the apathy of the time to make sure Europe didn't forget its monsters. Truly a Gothic hero. Waldemar Daninsky rises once again, cursed by a bite and burdened by remorse. Meanwhile, Countess Bathory is back from the beyond, ready to paint the town red, literally. Sprinkle in some ancient rituals, sinister monologues, and a castle that really needs a cleaning crew, and you've got a classic 80s Euro horror cocktail. Yes, the dubbing is awkward. Yes, the acting teeters between operatic and outright confused, but there's soul in this celluloid, and fur. Lots and lots of fur. Naschy's transformations are more practical than polished, but there's a sincerity in his suffering. You could see it in his eyes, even underneath all the yak hair. Let's crack open the coffin and see how Night of the Werewolf stacks up. Atmosphere, 5 of 5. Practical effects, 4 of 5. Coherence, 2 of 5. Nashiness, 5 of 5. Rewatch value, 4 of 5. Overall, this film howls proudly in the face of modern polish. It's not perfect, but then neither is immortality. Night of the Werewolf is a love letter to the Gothic genre. We have dripping candelabras, tortured souls, fog, and a main character who just wants to do the right thing by mauling some people and doing some gruesome werewolf bloody kills. If you are new to Paul Naschy, this is a great place to jump into the series. And if, like me, you're a veteran of the 80s VHS scene, and even like to an extent before, I remember the first time I ever saw one of Paul Naschy's werewolf movies, it was on a Saturday afternoon horror show. Then this will take you back to those days when horror was gothic and it was bloody and it was in full color. Well, that's all for this moonlit edition of the Geriatric Goth. If you've enjoyed this look at Paul Naschy's Night of the Werewolf, howl at the moon by punching that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Feel free to buy me a coffee at the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's always appreciated. And I could use some coffee to keep me up through those scary full moon nights. Join us again to see more from the shadows. Until next time, stay cool, ghouls.